morning, everyone. My name is Jackie, and I'm going to talk to you about moving houses. I am 19 years old, and in my lifetime, I have moved 7 or 8 times. And the funny thing is that it's all been within a 2-mile radius. I could drive you, take you in my car and drive in 5 minutes, and I could show you every single house that I've lived in. And the reason for that is because, honestly, we have the worst luck with the people who own our house. We've rented, I've lived in one house that we've owned, and every other house has been a house that we rent. And so when the house that I lived in the longest was 6 years, and that was from 2 to 8 years old. The first time I moved was because my baby brother was going to be born, and we needed more space. We needed a bigger house to live in. And so we moved to this house, this big house, and it was like living in a castle. Like, I was 8 years old, and I lived in this tiny little grandma house for a long time. And then I finally go to this big house, and it's huge, and I love it. And so then we lived there for about 4 years. My dad owns his own business. He has a medical transportation business. And along with owning your own business, a lot of financial struggles can come and go. It's hard to own business because you have to deal with money and figure things out by yourself. And so my dad lost his business when I was about 12 years old, and so we had to lose our house because of that. And so we had to move, and that was the beginning of our moving about every 1.5 years, 2 years. My first point about why we moved so much is that I have different memories in every single house that we lived in. I have the memory of getting my first dog in one of the houses. I have a memory of my 13th birthday, which was on Friday the 13th, October 13th, which is kind of spooky, but it was the best birthday I've ever had. Another house, I have my first kiss on the front porch, and another one was my 16th birthday, my sweet 16. And most people would think that it's really sad that I didn't have a home to grow up in, a place that when you're married and you come back with your spouse and you say, oh, I grew up in this house, I have so many memories. Well, I'd have to go and show them every 6 houses that I lived in. And looking back on it, I don't think that it's necessarily bad because I didn't have to move out of state. I was very fortunate enough to live within the same area. I went to the same school, had the same friends, so I'm happy about that. But at the same time, I'm pretty sad that I didn't have one place to call home. But I did make memories in each single one, and I think that's really cool that I get to remember that. And which brings me to my second point, which is that my family currently lives in Arizona, which is a huge move because since I've lived in the same 2-mile radius my whole life, my family just said, we are tired of Portland and we're going to move to Phoenix, Arizona, which is a huge jump, and it took a lot of courage and a lot of effort to have to move there because honestly, when people ask me, why did your family move to Arizona? I'm like, because they wanted the sun, and that's honestly why. So they went from one extreme to the other, but they're there now, and it's been hard adjusting to it because I've known Portland my whole life, and I'm comfortable with it, so going to Concordia was a good fit, but now that they're in Phoenix, it's hard just not having them around, but I am glad that they made the decision now when I'm in college. And so all in all, moving houses was a big part of my life. Every 2 years I was going somewhere new. I have memories in every single house, and although it's sad I don't have that one place that I called home, I'm glad that I have got to experience different places, and I'm blessed that I didn't have to move out of state at a time that I didn't want to. Thank you.